Welcome back to another road test, and whenever a new interesting helmet releases, we get to work. And today we're going to be looking at the brand new Scorpion Exo-Tech Evo Pro. So we sent our test rider out on the road with all of our measuring equipment, and he came back with lots of interesting data. Let's get started. The Scorpion Exo-Tech Evo Pro is a high-end modular helmet that's priced around 400 euros. It carries the ECE 2206 certification, and in this price range it will compete against modular heavyweights such as the NeoTech 3, R91 and the Schubert C5. It will also be competing against its carbon relative, the Scorpion Exo-Tech Evo Carbon, which is around 60 euros more expensive. As always, we'll start with the material of the helmet, and here we'll be looking at the construction of the outer shell and the amount of outer shell sizes this helmet is available in. The Scorpion Exo-Tech Evo Pro is made out of fiberglass and it uses, wait for it, TCT Ultra Pre-Pack technology. If you're new to this market, helmet brands really love coming up with the most complicated term possible for how they make their outer shells, and in this case Scorpion uses fiber mats that are placed on the helmet with precise pressures and temperatures, supposedly resulting in a lighter and stronger helmet. Aside from the outer shell construction, this helmet comes in 6 sizes but only 2 outer shell sizes. Sizes XS to large have the same large outer shell, which is disappointing. Especially if you generally wear XS or S, you have the same outer shell as a size L. So the helmet is going to look unnecessarily large. And each helmet earns its stars based on our material matrix, where we look at the material it's made of and the amount of outer shell sizes the helmet comes in. If we put the Exo-Tech Pro in our material matrix, we see 2 outer shell sizes, and because it's made of fiberglass, it earns 3 stars for material. This may not be the best, but also far from the worst, considering that this helmet is the most budget-friendly helmet in this price range. So 3 stars for material. Let's move on to the weight. Now let's see if Scorpion's outer shell technology actually results in a lightweight helmet. Though I have to mention that modular helmets are usually generally pretty heavy helmets. We weigh all helmets in a size M without any additional features on the same scale, and we assign them stars based on our weight table, which looks like this. And the lighter the helmet, the more stars it gets. So let's weigh this helmet and look at the results. When we weighed the Exo-Tech Evo Pro, we saw a weight of 1702 grams, which is actually less than some very popular and much more expensive modular helmets like the NeoTech 3 and the Schubert C5. An impressive result from the Exo-Tech Evo Pro. However, its carbon fiber brother had an even more impressive result, as it weighed in at only 1573 grams, which is very lightweight for a modular helmet. And this highlights a very annoying problem for the Exo-Tech Evo Pro, as the carbon version is only 60 euros more expensive. And those 60 euros would have given you much better results already. Anyway, let's move on to the visor. Alright, the visor. Here we'll be looking at the visor feature this helmet has to offer, like being prepared for a pinlock lens, the quality of the visor mechanism, integrated sun visors, etc. We reward stars as it ticks off boxes. This is somewhat of a strong suit for Scorpion, as the Exo-Tech Evo Carbon already had a very strong performance here, earning the full 5 stars. And now the Exo-Tech Evo Pro does the exact same. They have the same visor, sun visor and visor features. It's prepared for a pinlock lens, and it comes with a Max Vision pinlock lens in the box. It has a wide field of view and is fitted with an internal sun visor, and additionally it also comes with a free smoke visor and it has a very decent visor mechanism. All in all, the Exo-Tech Evo Pro earns a very impressive 5 stars for its visor, placing it higher than most of the competition. So well done, Scorpion! Now it's time to look at the results of our road test. Now we assume by now that you understand how we gather our data. If not, check one of the older videos. So let's see how it performs out on the road. Now unsurprisingly, the Exo-Tech Evo Pro had the exact same reading as the Exo-Tech Evo Carbon at an average of around 102 decibels. And it's not the best result, and there are a bunch of quieter modular helmets out there, but they're also way more expensive. So 3 stars for noise isolation is a very respectable result for the Exo-Tech Evo Pro. Now let's continue to ventilation. When we tested the ventilation, we measured a temperature difference of around plus 2 degrees Celsius, meaning that the inside of the helmet was 2 degrees hotter compared to the outside. So the ventilation isn't its strongest part, and it obviously gets outclassed by the other helmets in this list. It also ran half a degree hotter than the Exo-Tech Evo Carbon, placing it at the very bottom of the graph with its 3 stars. Now let's continue to comfort. Rating a helmet's comfort presents a couple challenges for us. as this is largely a subjective part and everyone experiences it a little different. And unlike our other segments, it's very difficult to capture comfort in hard numbers. This is why we lean on the more than 17 years of riding experience of our test rider, who has also tested all the other helmets and can therefore make an honest comparison on how it stacks up against the other modular helmets. Furthermore, we look at the comfort features the helmet has to offer. The Exo-Tech Evo Pro's inner liner is removable, washable, moisture wicking and antibacterial, and the quick fit padding allows to comfortably wear glasses. And our test rider gave this helmet 4 stars for comfort, and he mentioned that the helmet was comfortable to wear, but didn't quite feel like a Neotech 3 or a Subit C5 with their special velvet inner liner. But that being said, our test rider emphasized the great value for money the inner liner offered. He was surprised about the price point and said it was absolutely punching above its weight for comfort. So a great 4 stars for the Exo-Tech. Let's move on and see what features this helmet is fitted with. For modular helmets, features is an important segment. Modular helmets usually put an emphasis on comfort and convenience as touring helmets, so having an easy-to-use flip-up mechanism, good preparation for a communication system and other features that will make life easier are important. Again, the helmets we test can earn stars as they offer more features, and we look at the features that riders ask us about the most and weigh them accordingly. The Exo-Tech Evo Pro is prepared for a communication system. Scorpion now also has their own system called the Scorpion Exo-Tech communication system. And I know that a lot of you guys aren't a big fan of dedicated communication systems, so it's a nice thing that the helmet offers plenty of space to integrate any communication system. And if you look further, we see that it has a glasses-friendly inner lining, an easy-to-use flip-up mechanism, and it carries a PJ certification that allows you to legally ride with the chin bar open. However, it's not wind tunnel tested, doesn't have quick release pads and doesn't really offer anything besides the standard features you'll see in almost every high-end modular helmet. Therefore, the helmet earns 3 stars for its feature, and as we're nearing the end of the video, it's time to reveal our final verdict. Let's quickly put all the scores in one overview. We started with material, which was a bit of a mediocre point for the Evo Pro as it's a fiberglass helmet but only comes in 2 outer shell sizes. Then we continued with weight, where it wasn't great, placing them on the bottom 3, but still ahead of the Alpha 91 and the Neotech 3. Then the Evo Pro earned 5 stars for its visor, which was very impressive and honestly a much needed result for this helmet to be a real consideration. For our road test segments, noise isolation and ventilation, the Evo Pro had mediocre results. With an average reading of 102 decibels, the Evo Pro earned 3 stars for noise isolation. With a temperature difference of 2 degrees compared to the outside temperatures, and earned another 3 stars for ventilation. In our final 2 segments, comfort and features, the Evo Pro scored much like what we expected. Design-wise, it shares many characteristics with the Evo Carbon and therefore earned the same solid 4 stars for comfort. For features, it's fitted with all the basic features you'd expect from modular helmets of this price range, but without all the other bells and whistles that we see on the Neotech or the C5. And that's why it earned 3 stars for features. This helmet's main advantage is its price per star rating, or value for money, and it comes with an exceptional 16 euros per star, which blows away the competition. And its only real rival is the Exo-Tech Evo Carbon, which also has a very low price per star rating of 17 euros. But the carbon version is much lighter and performed the same if not better at every segment, and especially performed better at weight, and its recommended retail price is only 60 euros more. So the Evo Pro is a great helmet, but with the 400 euro price tag it's hard to see the Evo Pro as an entry-level helmet. That being said, it's much more budget friendly than most of the helmets in this list and still performed relatively well in our road test. So if 400 euros is your maximum budget, then this helmet is a solid pick. However, the Evo Pro quickly becomes less interesting if your budget goes beyond that. That's it for today's review. Hopefully all your questions about this helmet have been answered. I'm curious to know what you guys think of this helmet in the comments, so be sure to let us know. Make sure to check out championhelmets.com, where we have the lowest price guarantee and very sharp discount bundles. Don't forget to like the video and subscribe to our channel for more content just like this. Guys, ride safe and until next time.